to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington football podcast by fans for fans. With your hosts, Jesse Martin.
You want to play what? Okay. Say hello to my little friend.
John Taman.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
And Keith Gray.
The King, your majesty.
And now here's your host, John Taman.
Damn, Jesse, you're supposed to turn the damn thing off. Now I gotta go pull my notes back up so I can say, hey, everybody, welcome to the sweet afterglow of an opening day victory. The first one in Commanders history. You hear my voice. My voice is fucking terrible. I sound like I should be on the microphone at McDonald's. Did you say quarter pounder with cheese, sir? I feel like I'm about 14 years old. But I will say this. The Commanders, the Washington Commanders, have never, ever lost a football game.
Woo!
That's right.
Is that where we were supposed to cheer? Woo!
No, really. You can do whatever you want. This is a fan show. You can do it however you please. And then joining me, as always, a man who is known to some of his friends as Cooter, Jesse Martin. What's up, Jesse?
Coder or Cooter?
Cooter.
Hey, how you doing there, buddy?
That's right.
My voice is out too, so this is going to be a fantastic podcast to try to get through without losing your voice even more.
Well, I was going to introduce Keith Gray, but he has stepped away. But of course, here he is. Of course, the man, the legend, the hog farmer charmer, the Flacciter ambassador, Keith Gray.
Oh, what's up, guys?
Hey, man. How are you?
I'm all right. I didn't lose my voice because, I'm really kind of one of those in the moment guys where I don't really do anything.
You chew on your like fingernails like this. I cuss and fucking throw shit and like fucking storm out of the parking lot when we're fucking doing shitty. And you're like, Jesus Christ, come on, what the fuck's going on here?
Yeah,
that's exactly what I do. I'm a stare. I just watch, and then or I do one of these things like, "Are you kidding me?" type deal. Yeah. But
not me. There was plenty to cheer about yesterday.
There was
plenty to cheer about. 4 touchdown passes, over 300 yards passing. The offense, I thought, was absolutely terrific. And the thing about it it wasn't perfect. They got still a lot of things that they could do better.
Sure,
and they were quite good. Yeah, man. I thought there was plenty to yell about. We got pressure on the quarterback all damn day. I was having a good old time.
Oh man, yes, it was a roller coaster ride, man. But I'm going to say Scott Turner called a brilliant fucking game, especially those first few drives. That first half was fucking great. I don't think I've been this excited watching a game. Like just looking like, holy fucking shit. We got weapons all over the goddamn field.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Curtis Samuel showed up right away, immediately. And I mean, didn't just make his presence felt with a couple of hot plays here and there. And he was juking people out of the fucking jock strap. I'm going to pull Keith back in here. I'll tell you what, and we were just saying, Keith, that the game yesterday was as much of a roller coaster ride as your Wi-Fi. It was up and down.
No, listen, this time it's not even my Wi-Fi, but I put my camera on pause so I can, adjust myself. And all of a sudden I get this message saying that my browser won't let me back in. I got to refresh. I'm like,
my 4-year-old nephew could work this shit better than you.
Shut up, John. I'm just trying to get eye level here. I don't want to be bending over and, we're just working the kinks out. That's all, buddy.
I got it. Hey, man, I'm glad you put on your ambassador hat today because I wanted to make sure that you got it back to Joey Colby Begovich, that they did a hell of a job, man. I thought they did a good job putting on that game yesterday.
Yeah.
There's one thing I would say. Look, when you're changing the advertising on that fucking bright-ass board that goes all the way around the stadium, don't change it to bright red while the goddamn offense is on the field, all right? Don't change it while they're in the huddle, for Christ's sakes.
That was kind of a deep red. Listen, looking at Twitter all day today, I was actually pleased with the fan base who attended this game. I saw nothing but positive comments, very few negative. I think it was quite clear with the people who attended this game that this fan experience, which is going to continue to grow and get better, as they go through this trial and error process and as they're listening to the fans and so on and so on, things are going to get better. I mean, one of the biggest issues we had, in yesterday's game was the fight song just wasn't pumping through the audio loud
I was
enough
fine
for
with that.
everyone
I didn't want to hear it. I think that's
Couldn't hear it.
fucking song. I'm glad nobody sang it. I'm glad I couldn't hear it.
Well, I you could barely hear it, and the tune that I heard was very close to the original, which I think we all knew. We were just hearing different renditions of the song, but it was just not loud enough.
Regardless of anyone's feelings about the song, that's not even what I'm talking about. I don't really give a shit, to be honest, of anyone's opinions on it. It's well known and it was well documented that the sound just wasn't going clear. Plus, they didn't factor in actual crowd noise when it came to this. So,
because they're not used to having that many people in there. These people that work
true.
for this team have never seen this many people in that stadium that weren't like Steelers fans.
Well, either way, they have been working on getting a new sound system. There's been some delays within getting everything set up or getting everything set up appropriately. And they're working on that. But I think that was the biggest thing. The crowd involvement on that song after scores, it was confusing. People don't know the words. So it was – it didn't go well, but if that's worst case scenario, then hey, listen, we're cool with it. Like if that's worst case scenario, and to me, the fan experience, that was worst case scenario. I mean, other than some TVs not working around the concessions, like that kind of sucked because I had no choice but to go get a drink at halftime. I was dying of thirst, and I ain't about to spend $15-$16 on a beer because I don't even like beer like that. But
I know you like little alcoholic fizzies.
I didn't even want that. I just wanted the soda. I wanted a Dr. Pepper. So I stood in the line, and it was no big deal. That line actually went a lot quicker than I thought it did. When I originally saw the line, that thing, and we're talking the gold member line, that thing was way down there. And I was like, screw this, I'm out. Like, I'm not going to stand in this and miss the whole third quarter. Well, then I got desperate, man. I was like, man, maybe I got to because I'm just thirsty and I'm just not going to buy a beer. So anyways, I went and looked, and I'm like, oh, shit, the line's halfway gone. So I hopped in it. I was literally in there for 10 minutes. Yeah, I missed some, third quarter, but that's, to be expected when you have that many people there. But what would have been nice is if the TV above me was working to where we could have watched what was going on. However, it was not on or it was not working. So little things like that. But all in all, the biggest thing that I truly like that I think that take the hog farmer thing away out of it, because we are partnering with B100 and it is at the Legend Plaza. I really liked that area, and I could really see that being a great area for fans to reconnect, see guys like who were there yesterday, like Fred Smoot, Santana Moss, Doug Williams even ran through there. Rick Doc Walker was there. There was a few other guys that had ran through there. And so it was a great area to be in. The problem is the team didn't really spend a lot of time promoting it. But here's the thing. It was free to get in. There were no lines. You show the ticket. That's the last time that you have to show your ticket. So eventually if it gets packed, there may be lines of people waiting. But honestly, I really liked that area. They had entertainment. Beer was $6.75. They had food trucks there.
They had those mugs that had the Washington State on them.
Did they?
Yeah, that was. I think they had all the states.
The fact that people are bitching about that is crazy.
Yeah, they had all the states, so for people that are traveling from out of town can get on with it. Yeah, but it's going around like it was a fuck up. It's not. It's
who cares?
It's just
who cares. Listen, these people that bitch about things like that
they don't go to
games.
To
you. Either one, they don't go to games, which is fine, whatever. Or two, they're just looking to find something. Because if that is what you're going to bitch about, as opposed to what actually was given to us fans, which, again, there's some improvement. There's some opportunities for improvement still. But listen, crawl, walk, run. And at the end of the day, what we saw, what they gave to us fans was sure as hell better than what it's been in the past 2 years. Yeah. So I'll take the win. I'll advocate to be better. And we'll just Shut up and sit down, as John says.
No, I didn't mean for that to come up there.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm just checking.
I was trying to get this.
I mean, I'm already sitting down, but if you want me to shut up, John, just
No.
say so.
It's
I don't
really
want
easy how it's set up to accidentally click something that you're not supposed to click.
Gotcha.
Funny.
So,
all right.
ultimately, overall, the fan experience for me, you guys might have different experiences. For me, I thought it was a huge improvement over the past 2 years, and I hope the team continues to improve and get better, because then we're just going to get something even more amazing.
I got to tell you, it's almost like there wasn't even a game yesterday. Hot damn, there was, and we won. And I sound like, Jesus Christ. As I say things like there was, I sound like goddamn Gomer Pyle.
You look like him too, but
I know.
Yeah, we'll get back. We'll get back. Y'all want to talk about the game, and then we'll get back into the experience of the day.
I mean, yeah, the experience of the day was one thing. That's always something fun to talk about. But I'll tell you what, I really liked what we saw out on the field.
Sure.
Because they fought. They attacked. They didn't just like fight back or anything like that or did anything heroic. They attacked, man. They went after it, and they knew that they were a better team, and they acted like they were a better team. That's right. I just banged my fucking head right on my microphone. But for example, the fourth quarter touchdown pass to Jahan Dotson, the game winner, they would have been jockeying for field goal position prior last year. They'd have been just looking to see if they could get into somewhere where they could try to kick a field goal. They attacked. They went after it. They got themselves that single coverage, and they went after it. By the way, with what we see out of Samuel, and when we see Terry burning for an untouched touchdown, 48-yard touchdown, guess how many single teams Jahan Dotson's going to see all year?
Yeah.
Every single time he's on the field.
Yeah.
He's going to be single covered. So I really liked what I saw. I liked little things that I saw, like Carson Wentz. We got a flag. We got him to jump off sides. The dude took a shot. It was intercepted, but he threw it about 50 yards. Hell yeah, man. Take a shot downfield. Free play. We don't have people that can do that. And if we did have like Taylor Heineke try to do it, he'd throw a 5-yard check down. Something like that.
Yeah. We have not had a quarterback here that when I saw that play, even though it was intercepted, he took the fucking shot. He took the shot. He saw that's a veteran quarterback move. That's something that you see the likes of Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady and quarterbacks like that. He knew that it was the guy jumped off sides and took a shot. Hey, if he catches it, good. Mm-hmm. Not. Hey, it's a free fucking play, and we have not seen that shit here. I can't even remember when the last time something like that happened.
Well, I really liked what I saw. The 2 interceptions, of course, you don't want to see anything like that. I think that the first one was Wentz's fault. He waited way too long. He stared that thing down all the way up to the outside, and he threw a bad ball. He threw a little bit behind him. The second one, I thought it was just a great play by Walker. Jesus Christ, that was just. I mean, Wentz probably wants it back. He should be able to see him maybe, but not really. He's hiding behind the guard. And Walker just made usually that gets knocked down if he's going to get a hand on it. Catch it.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree slightly with you on that. I watched the game again this morning, and where he was throwing the ball at, it was. Don't get me wrong, Walker made a fantastic play on the ball.
He did,
but where that ball was thrown. Not really good itself. Gibson was about 5 yards away from that the trajectory of that ball. So I think it was a kind of a combination of the two. One, maybe, and I heard Ron's explanation for it this morning on the way home during his press conference that no one really expected Walker to be in that particular lane, and Wentz just didn't see him. But the fact of the matter is, he shouldn't have thrown that ball where he was.
Oh, no shit! An interception happens, and we really didn't expect him to be there. Jesus Christ, that's the entire definition of the interception.
Well, I think what he meant by not supposed to be the offensive line was supposed to be pushing him out.
What do you think about this time, Keith? You've been just sitting there trying to look like a rock star with your ambassador hat on. Yes, we realize you wield considerable power.
Don't tell people that, because then they'll use that against me on Twitter, and I'm not trying to hear it. Not today, at least.
So it's not easy to see you guys down in your section. And yeah, man, y'all were having a good old time down there.
Yeah, we were definitely having a great time. Listen, the way that I see this is we should break down Wentz, then we should break down the offense, break down the defense.
All right, go ahead.
So
start with
since
Wentz.
you guys have been talking about Wentz, Wentz did exactly everything that I thought he would do, other than throwing 2 interceptions. With his interception rate over the past few seasons, they've been real low. So to throw 2 in one game, I obviously wasn't expecting that. But there's always that possibility that there's going to be, 1, especially when you were down at the time of when he was throwing those unfortunate interceptions. It just in that moment was not looking good. Ultimately, overall, what I found most important part about Carson Wentz is he threw 4 touchdowns in that game. 2 of them were, for the most part, in stride. There could be an argument with Dotson because Dotson kind of had to, fight his way off the defender to catch that ball, but that was a great catch. That was a great play. There was no foul.
He put it
where it needed. But you can't tell me, and I know everyone's been echoing this, but we said this, even yesterday after that, right after it happened. When's the last time that we saw an in-stride touchdown like that from Wentz to McLaurin? I mean,
we've never seen one from Wentz to McLaurin.
Yeah, I mean, but I know what you mean. You know what I'm saying.
Of course.
Quit being so technical, John. But what I'm saying is the in-stride touchdown. That's the type of quarterback that we needed on this offense. That's what I knew. And I think we all knew that Carson Wentz can do. I mean, we all said that he has an arm. But, to see it in action was very exciting. To see Dotson, catch his 2 scores was, great to see. We'll get into the offense part. But going back to Wentz, this was against Jacksonville. So I'm still tempering my expectations, right? We look like we commanded the entire first and second quarter for the most part. Third quarter, we went completely dry with nothing. Fourth quarter looked real scary. But what I think is most important, without taking down all the negatives of, he overthrew 2 passes. He threw 2 interceptions. I look at how did he respond to those 2 interceptions that were thrown, and we saw the results. And to me, that is super important because we wouldn't have gotten that from, the second or third string, on this team, obviously. Also, what I find very important, which I don't know if everyone has seen, and I wish we had the video or were prepared for it, but I was just so busy today with work, I couldn't do it. But it was actually in the locker room after the game.
Yes.
Coach Rivera's speech, giving the game ball to Wentz, and you literally could see Wentz's expression. You could tell Wentz was genuine, emotional. It was like
even dropped
Rivera,
an F-bomb. He dropped an F-bomb.
He did, which, being as religious as he is.
Anybody?
No. But
I think it's a big thing. I think it's a big deal.
You say who cares?
Wentz said it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And what I'm trying to get at, because I was going to mention that about him saying the F word. Because, by him saying fuck, his religion, his religion,
they don't forbid fucking.
Oh my God, shut the fuck up so I can get my point across, you asshole. I apologize for the hog farmers, to everyone else who listens to this, to my grandma for cussing. Anyways, that's okay. No, the point I'm trying to make is that he gave raw, real emotion. He put the religion aside. He let his teammates really get to see that raw emotion. And I like that Ron Rivera literally noted to him as he's giving him the ball and telling him the reason why. This guy he's had so many critics over the offseason. And it was finally mentioned, like, here you go. You're a part of the team. We support you. You're our guy. And then with Wentz giving his raw emotion and just being real and not being that robot that they're taught to be when they go up to the podium and media is asking questions. He showed emotion to his teammates, and he took accountability for his mistakes in front of his teammates. And you can talk to me all day long about a guy being a locker room problem, right? I didn't see it yesterday, and I hope that we can continue. I hope that we can continue to build off of that because, gentlemen, I don't want to go off the deep end here, right, when I say this, because I do understand we played Jacksonville, okay? I do understand we've got some tougher opponents ahead of us. But I liked what I saw yesterday in that quarterback. And I'm telling you, this is why I talked about this guy before he went to Indianapolis. I knew he wasn't going to be traded to our team within the division. I knew that. But there's something about this guy. When I watched him with the Eagles, yes, he made mistakes, but there was something about this guy that said to me, that's a dude right there. That can be a quarterback.
He's got a big package. You can see it, especially in his Eagles uniform.
You son of a bitch.
That would do it right there. But the fact that maybe he was actually getting MVP votes might have also been a clue. The dude was leading. He was the MVP until he got hurt in that Super Bowl season.
So I don't want to go off the deep end, but I'll say I love what I saw yesterday, and I hope we can continue to build momentum off of that. And I hope we have ourselves a quarterback.
Okay. Yeah, you're not talking about his package either, right?
That would be great. Yeah, that would be great. And just to follow up on what Keith said, again, like I said in the beginning of the program, it's a little bit of a roller coaster ride, But what I liked so much is all off season. You hear reporters from Indianapolis, you hear reporters from Philadelphia. When Wentz gets into trouble, he can't get himself out of trouble. Well, yesterday showed he got himself out of trouble by throwing two fucking beautiful passes to fucking Terry and fucking Jahan Dotson. I totally agree with Keith about his emotion, his real raw emotion in the locker room, getting the game ball. Loved every fucking minute of it. I honestly thought we were going to fucking lose that game.
I did too.
When Curtis Samuel had that fumble, it fucking blew all the fucking air out of the stadium. It seemed like it got quiet.
John, he threw two interceptions on the other side of the field.
Two interceptions in a row, back to back.
I got it. I know.
I was like, shit. I was like,
and
oh my
we're
God.
Losing, and we're not used to seeing a team come back either.
Everybody was right.
Let me say, I know. All right, I can read these texts if you'd like, but back and forth between us and the stadium. But
go ahead. Do it.
Oh, let me see. There was only two of them between you guys. I said Cole Holcomb stinks because he tried to arm tackle Robinson at the 5-yard line.
Don't get me started on Cole Holcomb. We haven't talked about defense yet. We haven't talked about defense yet.
I got to pull these things up here if I'm going to talk about them. But all right. So Keith said, we are fucking trashed as per usual. And Jesse responded with total meltdown. And I said, it's not over yet. Don't be leaving. Ha. So after that, Jesse writes, it's over 100%. Wait a minute. Let me pull this here. Do something real quick.
I was out the door. I was out the gates. I was freaking leaving the bridge.
It's over, boys. 100%.
Trash. The season's done.
As per usual.
We're fucking going to be the first pick. We're going to have the first fucking pick in the draft next year.
Going on.
That was my emotional roller coaster in the third and fourth quarter.
So all game, my boy John was saying, "Oh man, looks like Jacksonville's on the clock." Saying that whatever. And then after the second interception, he's like, "Switch that. Commanders is on the clock." And then I get the text from Jesse, and I'm like, and Jesse and I are a lot alike. He's a little bit more wild with the cursing. I'm just more.
I'd say he was very passionate, though. He let his religion slide to the side, and he gave it to us the way he felt.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesse said, "Listen, I know I've been handling snakes since I was a boy, but not tonight."
So the difference between Jesse and I is I'll wait it out. Jesse's out the door. Like Jesse is impatient.
I'm a fuck this shit. I'm out.
Yeah.
He texted us from the exit to 495, motherfucker.
You can't blame us as fans after the second interception on the other side of the field for us to feel this way, and we're losing.
No, I was trying to encourage you, and I'll tell you why. Because
you did.
Honestly, for one, when he threw his first interception, they stopped him from scoring. Luckily, at the end, dropped the ball because St. Juice got fucking roasted. St. Juice followed the wrong way completely, left that whole side of that field open. At the end, dropped the ball. So on fourth down, so got lucky there.
We did have a little luck.
Right. Okay. But then they scored. All right. But there was still like 9 minutes to go in the game. And I'm thinking, we're only down a fucking field goal. Right, the most they ever had,
but we were up 14-3.
I get it, 14-3 comes up, but that was the first quarter, right? Like when Keith said we went to sleep in the third quarter. No, we went to sleep right after the third drive. You know,
and we all had eyes. We all saw the defense got bailed out by drop passes and you know,
that
so
touchdown.
That kind of everything together was kind of adding up. The pieces were being built,
and where they were out in the field, ATN was getting hot too.
You saw the momentum. You saw the momentum change over to Jacksonville,
but there was time, and that's why I said. So,
but in Redskins fashion, though, that doesn't usually happen.
That feeling doesn't go away overnight just because we changed names. You know what I mean? It's just like. But maybe now from now on,
it wasn't
be a little bit more.
It wasn't that. It was the fact that there was almost 10 minutes left on the clock. They had moved the ball, even though they went to sleep in the second and third quarter. Their passing game was working. Gibson was running well. They weren't down very far. They had time to win the game. So that's why I said right after that, oh, by the way, loudmouth chick up here screaming for Heineke. My God, I should have recorded this woman, because if you really want to drive your dog crazy, turn it up right now, because she sounded like this. Put in Heineke! And I mean, behind me in the metal, it was just echoing in, Put in Heineke! It was horrible. It was horrible. My dog is fucking crying now.
All I got in my section was, hey, buddy, sit down. For what? The people in front of me are standing. I'm not sitting down. That's what went down.
You looked like a mustard with ears. That was pretty cool, I must say. All that.
Yeah, I had a good time, but I'll have to say, I don't know if I particularly like sitting behind Chris and Jeff, Hog Farmer Chris and Jeff, because let me tell you, they stood up the whole time. And my old man back was like, oh, bro, you need to sit down. But then I'd sit down and I'd literally have to watch in between their arms the game. And there was a lot of point in times where I'm like, dude, nothing's going on. Why are you guys standing? Sit down. Like, I was even like that guy behind me. So I don't know. I'm going to have to work something out with these guys, because I ain't going to be watching the game like that moving forward. But
get some KT tape and tape up your back.
KT. Oh, yeah. I heard about Yeah.
It works,
well,
man.
Well, look, I don't know if I have time for that in the morning. I'm just saying, you know, but yeah, that's what I heard behind me. Hey, buddy, sit down. No, you didn't catch me. I was standing up. I was actually on Fox. So no, thanks. Not going to sit down, buddy.
Yeah, they mentioned you on Fox. Because you watched the game today. You could have heard it was Chris Myers. Chris Myers. There's a couple of guys down there dressed up like Ronald McDonald with some pig ears on their hard hats.
Shut up. Is that what? Shut up. Although that would have been funny if that was actually said.
Oh shit!
I swear to God, listening to Chris Myers today while I was working, he does, because I didn't watch every play, but I'm listening to him and just listening to him and how he talks. Like, holy shit, dude! This is like 1960s radio broadcasting football. So, all right. Overall on the offense, I liked what I saw. I thought they had good design. They had a couple of mistakes here and there. I thought they ran the ball well. I was really impressed with Antonio Gibson. He was challenged. He came and he showed up and he played it the right way. It wasn't that he was elusive, and it wasn't that he was, didging and dodging and doing all this stuff that was getting him in trouble before. He was waiting impatiently behind the line, setting up his blocks, hitting the hole, and making positive yards, and going through there with both hands on the ball. I liked it. I was really, really happy with Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, he impressed me as well too. Yeah,
I like the tight end screen on sixth play of the game where they hit the rookie Rodgers. That went for about 12, 13 yards. And I thought, damn, man, that's you're pulling some shit out right there. Because if you're putting in that guy, you're probably putting him into block. If I'm the defensive coordinator on the other side, you're probably going to run the ball and you're probably going to pull him over to try to get a block. he faked the block and slid out for the catch. That was nice. I liked it a lot. Let me see. What else did I take notes on that I could talk to you about the offense? That's about it on the offense. Then I'm going to throw it over to my friend Cooter.
Yeah, there, Bubba. Thank you.
Talk about them goddamn Commanders.
I listen. Like I said, the start of the game, Scott Turner was calling brilliant plays. Curtis Samuel, we all wanted this last year.
He was putting people in the hospital.
Yeah, their shoes are still stuck in the FedEx Field's grass. I mean, he was amazing.
Number 33 is still seeing shadows because later on, McKissick does a freaking juke and a jiggle on him that just leaves him standing there grasping nothing.
Yeah,
holy shit!
Making people look stupid. Making people look stupid. I love how Turner put him in the backfield. He got carries. He ran the ball. He ran the ball well. He is going to be a big piece. They used him like San Francisco uses Deebo Samuel. I don't think he's going to be quite as effective as Deebo in the long run, but he's just another piece that we've been needing for a very, very long time.
Deebo. We don't care if he's Deebo. He's going to be Curtis Samuel. And I'll tell you what, you're exactly right. He showed up and he did exactly what we've been expecting.
Yeah. So for all those people that were saying that Curtis Samuel was a bust, it was a shitty pick, fucking injuries happen. They happen. I mean, it happens.
I tried. John was one of them. John was making fun of them all year.
I always make fun of I make fun of everybody. He did. He tweaked his groin. And I was wondering what a tweak was because it lasted all year. But I'll tell you what, the move he made to get in the end zone was his momentum is carrying him way out of bounds, and he stopped on a dime and just turned to the left. He's quick
and he's shifty. Woo! He can fucking like you said, stop on a dime.
Inertia doesn't stop. It doesn't mess with him at all. He just whoop.
And Terry didn't really get involved until the end. I think he had
got a couple
two catches for 59 yards. But we didn't necessarily need it. In the beginning of the game, they were doubling him, they were bracketing him, they were shifting safety over to his side. But that left Jahan Dotson open. That left stuff that you could do with Curtis Samuel. Logan Thomas got involved. Loved it.
He had a big game.
There's one play with Logan Thomas. It was I think it was that big third down play where he kind of like got the ball and just kind of like went like that to the defender and went out of bounds, barely touching. I wanted him to truck that defender because he was twice the size of that fucking.
He tried.
He did try.
It was just like
but just about the one on the game-winning drive. Yeah.
But he could have just ran him over and just trucked me. He could have got like 5 or 6 more yards if you would just.
He tried. He hit him with the elbow. He
did, but doing that because he had jumped, it like stopped his momentum from coming. If he would have just fucking ran his ass over, he would have got a little bit more yards. But anyway, that's my only like nitpick of. I think him coming back, showing that he was healthy, that he can make plays, was a big boost for this offense. And I think there's one ball to go around and a lot of fucking playmakers. And I'm excited to see what Scott does in the future. If Carson can keep his head on straight and limit we know he's going to make mistakes. Everybody should just understand that it's going to happen. It happened yesterday. It's going to happen in the future. But let's limit them and let's bounce back after they happen. I think we're going to be all right on the offensive side of the ball.
John Bates dropped one right in his hand.
Yes. Oh, God. Yes. That one hurt, too. That was on a third down. And I'm like, Batesy, come the fuck. I want to hit you right in the fucking hands.
It was terrible. So, anyway, let's get to the defense. Keith, you look
Hold on. I haven't talked about the offense, buddy.
Oh, you haven't talked about the offense yet? Sorry, sir. My
apologies. No. Good news is it'll be short because the both of you went ahead of me. So I'm not going to repeat everything that Jesse, that you guys have said, but I will say this, gentlemen, we didn't need big numbers from one particular guy. We got balance across that offense. The receivers 8, okay, Dotson, Samuel, McLaurin. Gibson 8 running the ball. He also did great catching the ball. We have something there, right? Mm-hmm. That ball went to tight ends. that ball was getting spread around. So like you said, you got one ball. Carson Wentz was definitely spreading that, and he was using those weapons that we have spoke about all this offseason, and he utilized every one of those guys. Even McKissick got in there, got in some action, and got us some first down plays as well. We're talking, and we don't even have Brian Robinson in. I mean, wait until Brian Robinson comes in, and that offense is going to open up even more. We may have something here, guys. It's not often that we see rookie wide receivers like Dotson having a big game like that, right? We've seen it out of McLaurin, but not too many after that. And what we saw in Dotson, we were hoping from Brown last season, and we didn't get that. But we've got an offense, gentlemen, and Carson, it looks like he has no problem giving that ball where it needs to go. And that's all we need to worry about. And I think that our offensive guys – our offensive weapons, they're not concerned about stats. They're concerned about wins. And I saw that in their attitude in yesterday's game.
Look, he threw it to 10 different receivers yesterday, and 7 of them caught him. Bates had the bad drop. Milne had a really bad drop. And I can't remember who the other one was that made the drop. Let me pull up some numbers here, and I'll tell you. Cam Sims. Cam Sims didn't have a drop. It was just
it was overthrown. It was overthrown.
I don't even know why they showed it up in the stats. He didn't receive anything.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
no, I think it was.
But
it
as
was
you
overthrown.
can see,
I didn't see him. I didn't see Diami Brown.
He got in there, but nothing was.
I didn't see him at all.
His way. I think it's probably a good thing. We probably would have dropped it anyways.
But what we have here, gentlemen, is balance, and that's something that we've needed on this team. We've got balance, and so you don't have to rely on just Terry to make the big plays. There's other guys on this team that can and will. Curtis Samuel, you guys mentioned earlier. I mean, the moves this dude was putting was unbelievable, and you don't get that out of guys. And I think that that's what they were looking for last season. Just unfortunately, that tweaking injury lingered for some reason, or whatever the case may be. Who cares at this point? The guy's healthy.
Doesn't matter, right?
Doesn't matter.
No, I'm not paying him.
We have ourselves a well-balanced offense. And look, we put 28 points on the board. You always, obviously, as a
could have
fan,
been more too. Could have been more.
We only got to 28 3 times last year.
Yeah. But what we
haven't done that for years. We haven't been able to score.
Right. So what we need to see is consistency in that, because I have a feeling now that we're going to go into the next topic, we're going to have to make up for some inept defensive plays. So carry on, gentlemen.
All right. So you start. Go ahead. What about the defense? You started with inept.
So I'm extremely disappointed.
Extremely
disappointed.
More disappointed than the guy that had to sit behind you and look at your fat ass?
Pretty much.
God damn it! I paid $200 for these seats.
I was told 4 times yesterday that I look like I lost a lot of weight, so you can kiss my ass.
It's the stripes, the vertical stripes. They're slimming.
You might be onto something there. I'll give you that. Valid point. I don't really have a lot to talk about on it, other than they let Trevor Lawrence get the Jags back into this game, and that's what disappointed me. But what I will say on a positive note with this, they did make stops when they were needed. But this defense also had a lot of help with Jacksonville dropping crucial passes.
Yep, they did.
So I'm still nervous about this defense. I'm hoping you get yourselves a Cam Curl back, you get yourselves a Chase Young back. I'm hoping that changes things up a little bit. I liked towards the end of the game, we started finally putting pressure. And we've had a bunch of almost sacks.
Shoot.
But finally he was getting pressured in the fourth quarter. And so I was just disappointed overall. But what obviously I'm not screaming, cursing, or mad, because we came out with a win and they did make crucial plays at the right times.
I'm going to completely disagree. I thought they pressured him all day. Allen got a sack on him in the first quarter. They kept coming up through the middle. I thought that the middle of the defensive line got such great pressure. They kept pushing the outside. I thought that Sweat had a good game, even though I think he might have got credited with a half a sack at one point. He was in there on one of them.
Payne had a good game.
Payne had a great game.
Payne was crushing. He was crushing things. He was like,
Great game.
You think I'm the one you're going to dangle out there? Watch this. Mathis getting hurt is bad. I'm sure. I haven't seen
it's going to be big down the road. Ron said today that they're going to bring some defensive linemen in, but
they're going to have.
We don't have much for the defensive line, even on the practice squad, except for David Bada. And anybody, I don't think we even have anybody else.
He's out there.
Could be. Yeah.
You know what concerns me most about Mathis is not necessarily losing him. That does suck, but the big rumor going around, and this is what we're going to hear all in the offseason this year, is Payne. What are they going to do with Payne and his contract? Are they going to let him go? And it looked like when they drafted Mathis that could be a potential Payne replacement, in the sense. And
that's what I said.
And now Mathis is not going to have this year to develop, and we're going to go into the offseason not really knowing what to do.
Well, I'll tell you what, unless his knee is damaged to the point where he's not going to come back the way he was, dude was fucking mauling before he got hurt. He was shoving guys around in there like they were paper.
Yeah.
So
it was just a meniscus. I mean, it was torn.
That's all it is?
Yeah, it's just a meniscus. He is going to be out all year.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's going to be all. Rappaport said it's going to be a year long. He'll be on IR for all year long, but luckily it was just the meniscus. So
all right, well that's good. He'll be back strong.
Agreed. It's just you would like to see him play a full season.
Oh, yeah, sure. I never want to see anybody get hurt. But
now there's going to be unanswered questions going into the offseason. But look, that's so far away. It is what it is.
Yeah.
The thing about Payne is that we're now going to get the benefit of him really going out and showing his contract. He's in a contract year anyway, but now he's going to get the lion's share. I thought Wise did a good job coming in spot duty. Did we find out what was wrong with Allen? He went down in the fourth.
Yeah, growing. He was supposed to have.
He got kicked in the balls.
Yeah, that's what it looked like, and that's what the reports were. But
they're not allowed to touch it. You know,
Rivera said today on his press conference that he's getting an MRI on the groin. They don't think it's serious. They don't. Good. It's just precautionary. But I think he went back in.
He was having a monster game. He was just crushing things. You could see that little Sally Forth there, or whatever their quarterback's name is, Trevor Lawrence, his eyes, I was sitting way down by the end zone. And Keith, if you could have peeked through between Chris's legs, if there was a gap, which we know there's not, but if you could have seen through his arms, and to be able to see Trevor Lawrence's eyes when Allen was coming through that line, they were probably right. Yeah. So I thought that Derek Forrest really stepped up. I thought that was really good. I really liked Jeremy Reeves on special teams. His energy was great, even though they never returned a single kickoff. But him coming running down, I saw your post today, Keith, and I 100% agree, man. Him coming running down and all them special teams guys fucking hyping people up in the crowd, cheering us on to cheer them on. That was big. I thought that was good. That you can tell that there's a bit of a difference in the team itself. So,
and let me speak on Jeremy Reeves real quick. He tweets a lot about fan. He tweets a lot about fan involvement and energy from the crowd. And I guess my biggest thing is, you're going to get what you give us in return. And what he gave us was amazing energy. I don't know when the last time we've seen, even though I know it wasn't a big play, they didn't do, a whole lot when it came to special teams, but the fact that they ran into the end zone, and I mean, they were literally throwing their hands up, and he started.
They were bringing this all up.
I got up. You want to rock the stadium? That's the kind of shit that players should do, because when they're pumped up, we're pumped up as fans.
Defense was doing it too in the fourth quarter. So I thought that the stadium really responded well to it, especially because I think most people felt the way that I felt, which was, we're not out of this. There's no fucking way we're out of this. This is a shit team. Let's go put our foot down on them, and we did. So. To continue with the defense, Cole Holcomb is what I thought he was. He is the guy that's going to lead the team in tackles 8-9 yards down the field. I'm just tired of that shit, dude.
I think he forgot how to tackle.
Fill the right hole, right? Fill the right hole. I think that Jamin Davis has a long way to go on pass coverage, but he played well against the run. He's just gets stuck out there in pass coverage. You can't do too much.
Yeah, great sack, but it was negated by a penalty too.
That's what I was just going to say, man.
But I think this is more scheme involved too. He should not be out there covering Christian Kirk. I'm sorry. That's just not.
You're crazy.
He got caught It
They
was
formation that up.
It was 6 times that he got caught on a wide receiver. No linebacker can cover a wide receiver. They just can't do it. That's not what they're there for.
Nope. So I thought that the secondary, William Jackson, was bad. I mean, he was bad. The dude was not anywhere near his receiver most of the time. When they were catching the ball, he was out of the picture. I thought Fuller was okay, but he made up a lot for it by he had a couple of pass breakups that were good. I thought Forrest was definitely the player on defense, man. That dude fucking balled out. I love that.
He stepped up big time.
Dude, that fumble that he caused, that they called
I felt that hit from where I was sitting.
I watched that on TV today, and even though they said, he doesn't have it secured, dude, he turns around, he's tucking it under, and he makes a football move and got blasted. That was a fumble in anywhere that they play football except.
And what was great on that play, you could hear the whole stadium.
Yeah, it was. Boom. Yeah,
and
that was good.
Just like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Now, his dad actually was sitting in 2 rows ahead of us. Man, his poor dad, he was a nervous wreck that whole game, because of course sitting there, you want your son to do well. And man, did he give a performance for his dad. I know his dad's proud of him. It's really cool to see things like that, because as we are dads, we want to see, our kids be successful in whatever it is they do. So that was just really cool. And that's what I do like seeing in that section or being in that section. Because you can see some of the family members, like Terry McLaurin's dad was sitting to the left of us, and he was a wreck too. Like they're all a wreck, man. They're just like,
He's in the section with all the old people.
Yeah, well, I'm old. I mean, it is what it is. I didn't talk to him or anything. Like I leave those guys alone, man. Like they're family. They're there watching their kids. I'm not trying to beat them.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I thought out front and from before the game, I thought that Legends area that you were talking about was great. But we'll get back into that in a minute. I got some stories from that shit from some old listeners of mine. All right, so are we ready to do shut up and sit down?
No, because I haven't talked yet.
No, you haven't talked about defense.
No. John's a terrible host, man. He don't ever pay attention to whose turn it is.
No, he doesn't. No, I think I got ran over on the offense too. But sorry, y'all called it.
You did. All right, so sum it all up then, Jesse.
Look,
take us out.
We got issues. Keith said it right. We're going to have to score points, and we score a lot of points to win football games. And I think they realized that in the offseason, and that's why they went out and got Wentz and got Dotson and got Cole Turner, because we got to put points on the fucking board, because our defense is going to be a problem all year round. And unless, I mean, I don't think they can even really do anything at this point in the game to help shore it up. It's going to be an issue. When Cam Curl comes back, it's going to help some. But they have to figure out how to get Curl and Forrest on the field at the same time.
Agreed.
I think that will
move down into that Buffalo nickel. They're going to play 2 lines.
I want Forrest playing that Buffalo nickel. I think he's a big hitter. I think Curl can be the quarterback in the back of the field. I think Forrest can be like that Landon Collins plus, because Forrest can actually do some cover. There's a highlight reel today. I think Nikki Javala put it out from the Washington Post of just Derek Forrest highlights. He had pass breakups. He had that fucking huge goddamn
big one in the end zone.
I think home dude's balls are still on the field, and then the interception at the end of the game. He was the star of the defense, and the defensive line played fairly well. We did get pressure pretty much all game. We got finally, Allen got a sack early. We finally started to get hit home a little bit later on. I think the final 2 drives, the final 2 stops that we had to win the game, the defense played great. And at first they were kind of bend don't break. They, the Jags were moving the ball on us, but once we got into once they got into the red zone, got lucky. It was like 3-14. And then the next time they got in the red zone, I think it was after the Samuel fumble, the kicker missed.
Doink.
I think they got into the red zone, but they stopped them on fourth down.
Right.
So
got lucky on that one.
Yeah. But the last two drives, Jaguar drives of the game, they came up where they needed it the most, but it was pretty much Derek Forrest doing that. And with the defensive line making the push, making Trevor Lawrence, scramble. I mean, I think he was hearing some footsteps a little bit, and that definitely helped us out. Now, the rest of the defense was a pretty much bag of turds. If I'm being honest.
How much do you think you can get for a bag of turds nowadays?
It depends on who you're selling it to. Because I know a couple people that will buy it.
Okay. To kind of piggyback, maybe you guys are right. Maybe there was more pressure than I thought. I don't know. I didn't see it, but maybe I was looking down the field anticipating a throw. I don't know. I didn't see it, but I do remember Trevor Lawrence breaking out of the pocket a lot too. So I guess you guys are right.
But pressure does. It's not just sacks. It's making him move, making him get out of the pocket, making him feel rushed, moving before he's supposed to move. There's a lot of things that goes into pressure than just sacks. They hit him quite a few times. They rattled him a little bit. You could tell, and it's not always going to show up in the stat on the stat board. You know what I mean? It's not always going to do that, but getting pressure will eventually make quarterbacks make mistakes.
Right. The game-killing interception, he was pressured out like that.
Yeah.
St. Juice came in on a corner blitz, which I thought was great. Came right in on there and hit him right in the face. He got the ball off. It wasn't a sack, but the ball went nowhere. So
a lot of times we did just rush four. We did just rush with four, but we did have some good blitzes at opportune times.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we got to be more consistent, and our linebackers have to play better. They have to play better. Both Fuller and Jackson have to play better, or this is not going to work. A better team will put 28 to 35 points on us.
The Lions are a better team.
Well, what I was going to say, I stand corrected. Unfortunately, I'm not in market, so I don't have the ability to record and go back and watch. So, I give what I physically see. Maybe I didn't see all of that, but
there's a lot happening in the middle of the field. You're looking down.
I'm looking all over the place, man.
I always go back and look at the game afterwards because you miss a lot. You
do. You definitely do.
Where I was at, I was on the 40-yard line, so I had a pretty good vantage point, and also had a TV because the video boards were not visible because I was under the kind of the overhang of the club level. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
gotcha. Yeah.
How it was set up. So they were having the Fox broadcast on the video screens, and they're like a play behind. So when they're huddled up, the live broadcast is showing. So I got to watch the, kind of like a replay from that aspect of it. But then when we woke up this morning, we put the game on and watched it too, and got to pick up some things as well. Definitely got some issues on the defense though. I don't know how much we're going to be able to fix. And I don't know how much injuries we'll be able to take. That injury, like you said, to Mathis is a big one. He was a bull for the few plays that he was out there. And we'll see who they bring in. They're going to bring someone in. They have to. There's because Payne and Allen played 97% of snaps. Both of them saw the snap. You can't do that. They can't. Defensive linemen, they can't do that. They're used to having a rotation.
Yeah. But whatever it was that happened to Allen, if it's anything other than just got punched in the balls, you can't play that kind of kinds of snaps continually. That'll just keep.
So since Mathis went out early in the game, they were both pretty wrecked and tired, and that just can't happen going forward.
Wise played well, I thought.
Sure, yeah, and Tuhill had some really good rushes as well.
Pressure, yeah. Tuhill caused the final interception.
Yeah.
I think.
And John Allen interviewed today, and he pretty much said he's feeling good. I mean, I know they'll all say that, but he said he's feeling good. There's nothing really to talk about, and so it was a quick and go situation. So I'm confident things will be fine on that perspective.
That defensive line, they do more work than anybody. That's why they want to have a good fresh rotation to keep the players fresh and to not you're out there for a long time. Injuries can happen. We just do not want either Payne or Allen out for a significant amount of time. That would just demolish.
Don't even say it.
Yeah.
Pessimistic bastard. All right, let's do some butt pats and head slaps.
All right.
Attaboy. Head smash.
All right. So, Keith, you go first. Who got your first offensive butt pat of the day?
I'm going to go ahead and give that. Man, that can go around to a lot of people. Let me go ahead and give that to Dotson just because he's our rookie, and it was a great debut. His route running is just unbelievable, and he caught that first touchdown with ease in the end zone. That was a great look from
Great
Wentz.
move to get open.
Great move to get open, and then let's
first Commander's touchdown ever goes to Deshaun Dotson. Fuck yeah!
During the regular season,
I called it.
Yeah. Well, and then let's talk about that second catch. I'm not sure if people saw what I saw because it was actually sucks that I unfortunately didn't have my phone out. I'm trying to live in the moment and not record everything, but Dawson was coming our way, and you saw some kind of back and forth between him and the defender, but he got his separation, made the great catch, and there you go. There you have it. So game ball's got to go out to the rookie.
Yeah, just to touch. Go ahead. What you say?
I said it's the catch radius. Go ahead, talk about it.
You
saw it on display.
Just to touch on that Dotson touchdown, the second touchdown that he got. He totally bamboozled the defender. He did not. He made it seem like the ball wasn't coming his way until the very last second. The defender was on him. He was covered pretty good. From my vantage point, I don't fucking understand how that ball was caught.
That was right in front of me.
You know why it was caught?
Because
it was thrown to the inside.
It was thrown to the inside and low.
He didn't put his hands out for the last second, so the defender didn't have time to put up his hands to be.
Right. That was right down in front of me, and he was fighting with him, and then just
that's a veteran move right there.
Shoved him off,
and it looked like
he had to dive at the ground to get the ball.
Yeah,
and it looked like it could have been a push off, but it wasn't. He just was able to separate.
Yeah,
I honestly thought there was going to be a flag there, but again, when you see it live as opposed to different angles on TV, it's a lot different. So I was uncertain. I remember looking around like, oh God, no flag, no flag, no flag. Okay, cool. Then I'm getting excited because flags ruin everything, and it was a great thrown ball, and it was a great catch. I mean, Wentz put it where it needed to be so that defender couldn't get it. And Dotson created the what am I trying to say?
Separation. He created the separation.
He created the separation in the right moment. And that's what Jesse was hitting on in the right moment.
So, all right. So for Keith, Jahan Dotson gets the
attaboy.
There you go.
Attaboy. Yeah.
All right, Jesse, who gets your offensive attaboy?
I'm going to go. There's so many to go around, like he said. I'm going to go with Carson Wentz, man. I give him a solid B for his performance. And he gets my attaboy because after those back-to-back interceptions, he didn't get in his head. He came back. He said, you know what? Fuck this shit. Let's go win this game. Boom, a bomb to our boy, Terry McLaurin. And
it was beautiful too, wasn't it? That was such a beautiful pass.
We have not seen a touchdown like that called in stride like that since I think Terry's rookie year in that first game against the Eagles. I think it was Case Keenum throwing.
It was Case Keenum.
That was like
that was beautiful. That was an electric play.
It was. The crowd just goes fucking wild.
Terry. Yeah, it was cool, man.
Terry,
He's my first butt pat. Go ahead, John. We can go around a horn again, probably.
All right, well, we can make the butt pat.
Attaboy.
All right, mine's going to go to Antonio Gibson because the man was challenged. He had it in his head. He talked about how he didn't handle it well about the fumbling and everything like that. He came out after what's going on with Robinson, and I'll tell you what, man, I was expecting to see a heavy dose of Williams. I was expecting to see them split carries. No need.
Yeah.
I thought Gibson, I thought he finally showed us what we've been wanting to see, which is a guy who can come out of the backfield and catch passes that are just and not just little tiny turn routes, little curl routes. He was catching nice little fucking
that first pass that he caught, I think into the 3-yard line. Oh, that was a beautiful throw by Wentz too. And even better fucking catch by.
It was a great route. And I mean, it was a little sail route. He came out and boom, that was it. So that really showed his versatility right there and presented him as a big weapon because as he was doing that, he's running the ball right. And I mean, he's not dancing. He wasn't looking to break it all outside or get.
He found a hole and went through it. Yeah,
that's right. He'd stutter step a little bit behind his line, give them a chance to do their job, and then he pumped through the hole. Some of those holes opened up pretty big. There were some really nice holes in there, and credit to him. He got behind his pads and he laid the lick at the end of the run. Kept both hands on the ball. So I'm going to go ahead and say Antonio Gibson.
Attaboy.
There you go.
I'm sure. Right. I got another one. One.
One more.
I got to give an attaboy, a butt smack to the crowd. I think they were amazing. I think there was a lot of energy. We showed out. We were loud. And I really do think the crowd helped a lot today. So kudos to everybody that came out. And you got to keep it going during the season.
All right, hold on. I got to do this 58,000 times now.
Attaboy.
All right, I think that should suffice for everybody.
There you go.
You got any more, Keith, on offense? Nope. All right.
Wait. Curtis Samuel deserves.
I mean, we can keep going all day long on this.
Offense had a damn good day.
All right, so then who gets your head smacks? Or we'll just do defensive attaboys first. I'm only going to go with one, and I'm going to give it to Derek Forrest because I go first. I got to give it to Derek Forrest.
Yeah,
we all know why.
So. Yeah, deservingly so.
Attaboy.
I'll go Deron Payne. I think he was an animal.
Attaboy.
I mean, obviously, I'll go John Allen because he got the sack. I agree with all you guys on the others. I mean, you took my guys, but John Allen.
Yeah. And in the middle, I mean, obviously, Force was great. Got to get him on the field with Cam Curl. I think that would be a wise decision by this defensive coordinator that doesn't really make wise decisions, it seems. But
did all right yesterday.
The interior of the defensive line had a hell of a lot of push, and Payne was a fucking animal. Jesus, he was an animal. And John Allen, of course, as always, he performs week in and week out.
He's the leader, clearly. All right, so okay, your head smacks, offensive head smacks. Go ahead, Jesse.
I'm gonna go John Bates for missing that crucial third down pass that would have given us a first down in a crucial part of the game. I think that ball went right through his fucking hands. Didn't look like he tried. It was a good ball by Wentz, so he gets my head smack.
All right, Keith, about you.
I'm going to go unpopular here. I'm going to give a head smack to Carson Wentz for those 2 interceptions.
Fair enough.
Yes, he did answer back, and at that time we were looking real bad. But those were bad plays that he's known for, and he's known for when he has those bad plays, they're always on the opposite side of the field of where we need to be. Obviously, you don't want it to happen at all, but damn, if you're going to throw an interception,
don't do it at your 10-yard line.
Exactly. So I love Carson's game, but he can get my head smacked for those 2 interceptions.
Definitely, it's deservingly so. Those interceptions were not good, especially back-to-back. Back-to-back drives, man. Shit,
terrible. All right, let me see here. What did I write down for my head smacks? For offense, I'm not going to give any head smacks. I thought everybody played just fine. I mean, even though Samuel fumbled and then we had a couple of bad drops from Bates, and we had Bates drop one and Milne had a bad drop, I'm just not going to. I thought that they played a fantastic game, and I thought that Milne had a really nice punt return, so I'll let him go ahead and call that a wash. And Bates, dude, you're a ham-handed white guy, man. We can't expect too much.
That Milne, I think I know the play that you're talking about. I think he jumped too soon.
He did, and it kind of hit him.
Hit
him in the forearms.
Yeah. So that was people. A lot of people blame Carson that thought it was a bad throw. I disagree. I thought it was a good throw. He just jumped too soon, and didn't catch it.
He was wide open. All right, defensively. All right, let's see. Go ahead, Keith. Who's your defensive head smack?
I don't really have a lot to say on it, other than I believe it was one of the plays that ATM had a big run on us, and our defender, who was a light guy, so I'm going to assume it was Cole Holcomb, but I cannot confirm because I didn't go back and watch. But Cole Holcomb, I believe it was Cole Holcomb, was squared up and completely missed the tackle.
Yeah,
and not only that, but there were other guys who missed tackles as well. I can't name names because I didn't go back and watch the game, but he had a big run based upon those missed tackles. So Cole Holcomb and those other guys who missed the tackles.
Yeah, we had some problem tackling. We definitely had some problem tackling. I got 2 head smacks. One goes to Jack Del Rio, putting Jamin Davis in the position of having to defend Christian Kirk on multiple. I'm talking about more than 4 times on a receiver. And then William Jackson III. He just got to play better.
Yeah, I was definitely going to say William Jackson III. He had a bad day all the way around. I don't care. I can pick the same one you pick. It's not.
That's true. That's true.
But I thought Benjamin St. Just, man, you got to step up a little bit. But the blitz was nice. All right, that's great. But you got a free run at the quarterback, so terrific. Here's your cookie. The pass plays, he's getting beat. He's getting beat over the middle. He's getting beat on these drags. If he's going to be our slot corner, he's got to step it up big time. So he's going to get my head smacked for the day because I thought overall his defensive play was not good.
Yeah, I got another head smack. And this goes to one particular penalty. I did not think it was a pass interference. No, that one he did get there a little early. The one on Kendall Fuller.
That was a bad call.
Yeah, I thought that was a horrible call. And I thought Fuller had perfect coverage on him, and the rest just fucking I don't know. Get out of here.
All right. Now, shut ups and sit downs. Let me play my lead into the shut up, sit down. So here we go.
Sit down and shut the fuck up. Shut up! Shut up! Sit the fuck down and shut up! Shut up and sit down. Will you shut up? Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
All right, so I'm going to start. And my shut up and sit down is whoever the fuck called down from the goddamn booth and said, throw the challenge flag. That was not a forward pass. That was a fumble.
Yeah, that was pretty stupid.
Christ. And I'm going to specifically say, I don't know what his name was, but the dude that was sitting up about 3 rows behind me and about right over there, dude, shut up and sit down for God's sakes. You're a fucking idiot. I don't know what your name was, but you're an idiot. All right, everything he was screaming was wrong. He was one of those fans that just wants to be pissed off about everything that could possibly go wrong. He amplified it. He's yelling for the challenge flag. And I'm like, you've only seen this a zillion times. His arm is going forward. You can see it. You could tell. You could tell when it was live.
Yeah.
Who the hell told Ron Rivera to come down here and throw that red flag out there? I don't know, but they need to shut up and sit down. That's me. All right, Keith, who do you tell to shut up and sit down?
Yeah, Chris Bryant and Jeff Reinhardt. Shut up and sit down because I could not see the fucking game.
That's pretty good. Okay, that's how he was watching the game. All right, Jesse, how about you?
I got a couple. The first one is those fucking idiotic Jaguars fans that were sitting behind me. They're so fucking, y'all were so quiet the whole fucking game. And then the third quarter, y'all acted like you were fucking winning the goddamn Super Bowl, fucking dancing, being fucking stupid. And then y'all left as soon as Carson Wentz threw that second interception to Jahan Dotson.
Second touchdown.
Second touchdown to Jahan Dotson. And my second one goes to Eric Bickle from the Sports Junkies. You're a turd, dude.
Those idiots today.
You're a fucking turd, man. I think you're a fucking phony. Learn about sports before you talk about sports, and stop treating your fucking guest like stop treating him like an asshole. What you did to RG3 today was stupid. What you do to your guest is fucking stupid. So eat a fucking turd, you bitch.
What did he do to RG3?
Shut up!
He's being rude as shit to him. Just being rude as shit to him. Like he does with guests, man. He's just like, the funny thing is he doesn't know anything. He doesn't do any research. I don't know why fucking people listen to those fools, but yeah, man.
I've never understood that.
Yeah,
I've never understood it.
They don't know what's going on with the local teams at all.
Like 15 years ago, I went to go get some breakfast one morning, and they were on the radio. Right, it's football season, and the topic of the morning.
Did you just say 15 years ago?
Yeah.
You can remember that far back?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Making shit up.
No, why wouldn't I?
Go ahead.
No, I'm serious. The topic that they had of the day was, "Did you bang your wife over the weekend?" And I'm like, you know what? I can't deal with this crap anymore. I'm a Howard Stern fan, and he was never that stupid.
Yeah, like,
oh yeah, Eric,
Fuck down and shut up!
Shut up and sit down.
Will you shut up? Just sit your ass down here and shut up.
I had a good little spat with him on Twitter this morning, so
that's good.
I felt like I won that one too.
Oh, nice! I'm gonna go take a look at that. I love drama.
Yeah. It wasn't very long, but I still got the upper hand. That one.
While we got some time left, you spent the entire weekend with the British delegation.
Boy.
Oh
yeah, I've been adopted.
Well, let me go ahead and give you my condolences on the Queen.
Yeah, it's a sad. It's a very sad 5 years of mourning that we're going to have because they are so weird with that shit.
My God.
Listen, wait, though. I wanted to ask them how they felt about that because that all went down like while they were, like what were their thoughts on it?
I'll tell you.
I don't. Andy, I don't think cared. I think that.
Andy said, "Fuck the goddamn Queen. Fuck the royal family."
Yeah, I knew he had that.
Scotty's a little bit. Most of them are very.
Scotty's military man. So
Scotty's a military man. So he
swore an oath.
He swore an oath. God, the weekend was wonderful. They're such good people. We had such a good time. God, I haven't laughed. My abdomen is sore, so fucking sore from laughing so fucking hard.
How's your asshole feel?
I'm just going to this will just sum up the weekend right here. So
it's hotter than the minute it came out.
What happened, Scotty?
70 degrees, now it's 90. Hot sticky air from my ass. Oh fuck, my arms a bit set there. That's what it's really fucking sick. Oh, fuck, you killed him, literally.
Scotty, you okay?
Yeah, man.
What happened?
I just chewed his fart, man, straight in my face. Oh, it just... That seems like a missile. You're recording me, man. Go straight for your nose.
I tell you what, it didn't take long at all before that man came to the United States and ate shit.
Oh man!
So you said that Andy crop dusted the room. Is that what you?
Oh my! It was. They had the famous DC chili fries.
Oh my God! They came over here and started eating American food.
Yeah, it wasn't just Andy. It was all of them. And I stayed in the Airbnb with Andy Lockhart, Andy Burrows, and Scott Hartley. If you guys don't follow them, please go give them a follow. They're great people. They're great human beings.
They fucking smell bad, though. My God,
they're a little rank, though.
Stank asses.
Winning. I'm so glad they had a good time. Even the chaps that didn't stay with Tony Wheat and Peter and Martin and all of them, they all had a very, very good time. They're really, really nice people, and they want to get a group up in 2 years when got a little inside information that we could be going to London for a game, and they want us to come out and they will put us up but they might be coming back week 17 for the Dallas game.
Did you say insider information?
From a little birdie. Yeah.
Stupid.
So.
Yeah.
I love it. Mike could call.
Yeah, I had a good time with them yesterday, and I'll tell you what was fun. For one, I got to say this: you guys, dudes, you got to learn to shake a hand when you're in America. It's like shaking hands with a freaking raw fish. I go in to grab their hand, and it's like, I don't want to hurt them.
I think they're more huggers. They like to hug, and they're just awesome people, man. They
dude.
Really
the fact that when we went into the Legends area, right? I got around with Scott and Andy, and the other guy, Lockhart, and the fact that the Doug Williams was there, they were like flipping out. Doug Williams, right? That was pretty cool. I walked right up to Doug Williams, man, before he got there, before the line formed. I said, man, I ain't never shook the hand of a bona fide hero. I stuck my hand out. He was like, oh, that was a great day, wasn't it? I told him about, I was sitting there with a bunch of Broncos fans, and he got hurt. And I said, but they got hurt. They were all laughing at me. He goes, they didn't laugh long, did they? I said, when they showed you on the sidelines warming up, I looked at him. I said, it's hero time. And boom, I told him, I said, by the time halftime come along, I was about by myself in that house. So, and Fred Smoot was out there. And I don't know, y'all didn't listen to my old podcast, The Bang Radio Hour, but my God, we had more fun with Fred Smoot on that show.
Oh, yeah.
Not with him. He didn't know about it.
Yeah. I've heard, I've listened to it before.
My God, Fred would say the dumbest shit. And one of my favorite stories about Fred that I ever heard was when he was in the Vikings, when he was with the Vikings. All right. His next door neighbor was Sergeant fucking Slaughter, the goddamn old WWF wrestler. Sergeant Slaughter and Fred Smoot living next to one another in a neighborhood cul-de-sac, for me, is just absolutely hilarious. So Sergeant Slaughter sued Fred because Fred wouldn't cut his fucking grass. So I took a picture with him, and just as I was getting ready to snap the picture, I put it up on Twitter yesterday. Y'all have to go look at it. I said to him, hey, Fred, you ever get straight with Sergeant Slaughter? And me and Max start laughing like hell. And Fred was like this. And he just kind of looked at me and he goes, you got to put the work in. I was like, I guess you do. But the fact those guys were there with all of those other, Mike Bass was there. Roy Jefferson was up on the stage. They got to meet Mark Mosley. That was really cool. I thought that was really cool for them.
And let me add to that, though. What was cool, though, is these guys were running through it all different times. Like when I was there, I think I had left at one point. But when I was there, not only was Fred Smoot there, but Santana Moss was there. Yeah. So there was a lot of guys.
I got to see Tana. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get a good picture with him. But the thing is they have a lot of times. What I learned through Santana Moss is that they have a lot of times of when they're there, and so they all won't be there at the same time. But there's always alumni there covering. So if anybody runs through, they're going to run into someone. And I thought that was really cool. And it's a great way to connect with the fan base. Yeah. Unfortunately for me, I had to attend a luncheon to meet Doug Williams, but everyone, a lot of folks got to meet him yesterday.
You had to go to the Touchdown Club's welcome home luncheon. We never even got to talk about that on the show. The fact that you got to go to the Touchdown. I mean, we talked about that you were going to go, but we never actually talked about what you did while you were there. But
you guys saw in the picture, so we don't need to get into it. That was actually an amazing experience, man. So many people talked about my shoes there. It was great. But anyways, to get back to that, what I wanted to talk about though is not only was that amazing, but that's going to help reconnect fans. I hope that again they promote it, advertise it a little bit more, so that way more people can come through and get those same experiences that we got yesterday. To get back to the UK guys, Jesse, man, you gave them a day of their lives of just them showing them around, and you could tell in the pictures that they certainly had a great time and appreciated. Also, shout out to the team, man, for just opening up FedEx for those guys to actually get that experience, because I feel bad for these guys. They're huge fans, right? But they're across the ocean and they don't get these experiences that we get to have. So for them to have that moment,
I've never gotten that experience. That's pretty cool.
No, I know, but you have better opportunities of getting an experience.
I'm not asking for it.
They do. I know. But shout out to Jason Wright for making that happen, man, because that made those guys' day. Jesse touring these guys around just really made their day. And then unfortunately I didn't get to meet up with him in the evening. I highly regretted it, but I had some, personal things going on at that same time. It was great to see those guys at the game. Jesse is 100% correct. Not many people get me in my feels, but when you talk to these people who are so far away and you talk to them a lot and you never think you're ever going to get an opportunity to really meet them face to face, and then when you do, and you have guys like Andy who came up to me and the first thing he said is, "Hey man, is everything all right?" Like, that hit me in the heart. And all jokes aside, that really, because Andy and I always go back and forth, but that hit me in the heart, and that told me this guy can definitely be a friend for the rest of my life. And then moving on to Scott Harley, I know I'm turning this into a love session, but Scott Harley is probably one of the nicest guys.
He's a true gent.
Oh yeah,
yeah, absolutely. And he did the same thing. And
Jesse just called him a condom.
And look, when they left, when we all split after the game and everyone was going their separate ways, I can't help but to say, man, I got in my car and I was like, damn, man, I wish I had more time to spend with those guys, because I knew, one, I'd have a good time, but two, we talk to them all the time. They're our biggest supporters in everything that we do. Yeah. And they're just damn good people, man. And that you don't get those opportunities to see them. So when you talk about, even if we didn't have a game in London, if there's I don't know, rumor, I don't care about that.
You're getting a little anyway. Let me just piggyback off what Keith said about them and just the amazing people that they are. There's just not enough people in the world like them. They would give you the shirts off their back. We had such a wonderful time. It was my pleasure going up there and showing them around the city, showing them things that they've never seen before. And just it was like we've never met before until I picked them up from RFK Stadium. I picked them up Friday. And they were like, so they didn't have to ride in the train all the way back, and they just gave me the biggest hug, and it was like we've been best friends for years. It sucks that they live so far away. It's because they're so, every one of them, they're so good and kind-hearted. They give you the shirts off their back, and they're so appreciative of everything that the team has done, and the team itself, to bend over backwards. I mean, even Julie, me and Andy went up to Julie's broadcast, and when Julie had a break, she came over, gave Andy a big hug. We talked to Bram Weinstein. We talked to Pete Jackson. London Fletcher was there. They were so happy to see them in town. I mean, it's really from another country, man, and they just don't have the opportunities to see their favorite team like we do.
Yeah, and before I
take them and show them the sites that were not necessarily the tourist traps, like the pictures that you took in front of the Woolly Whale and at the White Swallow nightclub, that was pretty cool. When you went to the Bear's Nest, I could see on Andy's face that he was slightly confused.
But to finish what I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted with the phone.
Rudely interrupted.
Even if we don't play, Jesse, we gotta plan a trip. I
got to
for sure go to England and hang out with those guys all day.
London's on my bucket list. I would want to go for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely.
My wife is going to have to go with us. See, I couldn't go down and party with you guys on Friday because I've had some family shit going on too. I'm not going to get into it, but I would have much rather had much more time to be. But I didn't want to be there when I saw the video of this morning of the crop dusting that Andy.
God,
let me see.
I would have loved to have been there for that. That would have been hilarious. And
it was hilarious enough watching Scott try to puke out the window.
Poor Maurice, man. Maurice, we said because he came to the game and went to Theismann's with us. We had dinner. And he was like, man, it's late. So we invited him to come back. I had a blow-up mattress. And we thought we thought Keith was going to come up on Saturday night, but obviously he couldn't. And we know the circumstances, but he came in, and Maurice, he's the host of the DC Tweet Team podcast, and he put together a really good get together on Saturday night before the game. A whole bunch of fans came out. Shout out to all of them that showed up and supported all the Englishmen that came into town. It was a great time, great dinner, good vibes. So Maurice,
the bartender, asked him if he was some kind of celebrity because so many people were taking pictures of him.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
You were one of the Rolling Stones or something.
Crazy. Yeah, it definitely was crazy. It was funny. Maurice didn't know what he was getting into coming back to the room. It was definitely an experience.
And that 1 year at training camp, we got to hang out, and that was kind of the first time that I got to hang out with Maurice a little bit and get to know him. I've only seen him on social media. He's a really reserved guy, so I can imagine.
Yes, yeah, very reserved, very reserved.
Try this.
Put it to you this way. He was gone before all of us woke up the next morning.
Was there $20 on the table? All right, I'm gonna put this up and see if this works. This is oh yeah, there we go. All right, this is literally right after I asked him about Sergeant Slaughter. Max is surprised and laughing, and Fred, look at that face of his.
Nice.
Yeah, that was fun.
That's good stuff.
I forgot there was one other thing I wanted to ask him. It was why the mittens. Why the mittens? Y'all remember? In Minnesota, he got busted out on the sex boat, Lake Minnetonka, and Maxim magazine about 2 years later had an article that had all these pictures of guys in there with their faces blurred out, and it's him. He's got a double-headed purple dildo, and he's wearing these fucking oven mittens. He's wearing these fucking oven mittens, and there's a picture of these guys getting. They blur out certain areas, but they're all wearing these fucking oven mittens. So I wanted to ask Fred, what the fuck is it with the goddamn?
You should have, honestly, because he's not afraid to. He's not shy.
Oh, I know. I forgot. I was starstruck. I was standing in front of Frebby Smoop.
You were starstruck over Fred Smoot.
I couldn't help myself. I was stuttering like a schoolgirl.
All right.
Well, I'm glad it's always fun. This is the second time that the three of us got together. For
it was good.
A game. It's always nice to see you guys in person. I know me and Keith, we've hung out more than me and John or you and John. But it's always nice to be
I'm a fucking hermit.
Yeah, you are a hermit.
I'm an old ass hermit.
It was definitely nice seeing you guys in person again, and we'll have to make arrangements to do it again too. Like I said, Andy, Burrows, Lockhart, and Scott do plan on coming up. It's either going to be the Dallas game, or possibly if there's a chance that we get a Washington home game for a playoff. If there's a chance, knock on wood, not trying to jinx anything.
The Commanders have never lost a football game ever.
You just be thinking about that towards the end of the season. It would probably have to be a quick, one night thing. They said, but they're definitely coming to see one more game.
I believe the vernacular is wham bam, thank you, ma'am.
Yes.
Well, that's not a problem because with my wife, I'm a quick 15 minutes. So
15. Yeah. You're doing good.
Yeah, that's pretty good there, Bob.
Maybe that Just for Men's got another ingredient we don't know about.
Oh, and a big shout out to at WFT female fan Kelly. Kelly, she's such a nice lady. Like sounds like she's awesome. She came out and hung out with us on Friday night, which Friday night was crazy. I'm just going to keep it at that.
Lots of farts. Let me ask you this, Jesse. When they fart, do they fart or do they like have an English accent on their fart? Does it go? Does it go like fart?
Like a fart?
When I fart, it goes fart. When they fart, does it go fart?
Big shout out to Kelly. She was amazing. Her daughter was so nice. I met so many cool people. in Tony Shivers. Big shout out to Tony. He came out on Saturday and ate dinner with us at Theismann's.
He's a cool dude too.
Yeah, it was really great meeting Tony. I've talked with him numerous times on
I've been talking with him for decades.
Yeah, on the Twitter,
on various message boards,
trying to talk him into to breaking down and coming back to a home game. You're right in the area. The atmosphere was great. I think you're safe to come back. Yeah, there's buttholes everywhere. He didn't have a great experience the last time that he came. But a big shout out to the team. I got a little story. I know Keith talked about the environment and stuff a little bit. We all know FedEx Field is quote unquote a shithole, but they are doing things to alleviate that. They're making improvements. The team store.
I'm reading an article last week where they're saying this aging stadium. This is a 25-year-old building.
Yeah,
they have buildings that last centuries, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But regardless, I was when the new store opened, I was the fifth person in line. Jason Wright was there. Tanya Snyder was in there. The cheerleaders team or whatever the what are they called now?
The excitement hype
dance squad.
The
entertainment team.
Yeah, the entertainment team was there.
Bob and Jimmy.
So they rolled out the red carpet and they were all cheering for me. It was all for me. And it's funny, Keith. You got some competition on on being Jason Wright's best friend because he singled me out. He pointed to me. He said, "It's so glad to see you finally in person," and he gave me a hug. And that is the budding relationship of two best friends.
So, I mean, that's all well and wonderful, and I know that we can fight over Jason Wright all day long, but that was just one encounter, sir, and I'm glad that you got that encounter with him, but I've had multiple, and let me tell you.
This is new. It's new.
Well, listen,
it's fresh.
At the luncheon, we didn't talk about this. John, are you able to cue up my music?
Which music would you like?
Well, the music when I talk about my boy Jason Wright.
It's already on.
What?
It's been playing. You can't hear it?
I can't hear it.
No.
Oh, it's
playing.
Well, anyways, when I was at the luncheon, I have to tell you, I wasn't going to share this, but since you're bragging about, you becoming new best friends with Jason and trying to take my man away from me, I'm just here to let you know that at the luncheon, Jason grabbed me from the back. I turned around.
Oh.
He gave me a giant hug. He squeezed me and said, "I love you, man. I really do." And I'm lying about that part. I don't remember what he said. I think it was more like, "Hey, man, how's it going?" Type deal. No. All jokes aside, though, the energy that guy gives you when he does,
fucking wonderful. It's great.
It's amazing because again, it's one of those things where we never had access like this before.
No.
So for other fans like yourself to get the same experience of just a team president recognizing you and giving you that brief moment of, "Hey, man, thanks," type deal. That's a great feeling, man. It's
that's the thing.
Good as a fan.
Give him a music called Love Muscle.
Yeah. That's the thing that got me. He pointed. There was a line as super long. It was right at 11 o'clock. I got there at the right time to get. I wasn't even trying to go in the store. It just so happened I was walking, and then boom, I got to the doors opened up, and I was the fifth person in line. Everybody was coming in, and just for him to single me out, he knows who I am. I was
Maybe
pretty
he
cool.
thought you. Maybe he thought you were from ZZ Top.
He knew exactly who I was.
Oh, and, he did now. Okay.
Because yes, he knew exactly who he was. He even said,
"Did he recognize him down at Willie the Whale?"
I'm so glad you're here. And
the
people behind me thought that they were going to shake his hand, but he walked and talked to Tanya because she was there. She snubbed them all, and it was me.
That's
no, the fact that
he did let Max, my son Max, got up on the stage with him, and Roy Jefferson, and Mike Bass was just about ready to come up there. Let him come up on stage and get a photograph. That was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, yeah, man, they're good people. I met Joey yesterday. It was good to meet Joey. He put on a good show yesterday.
They don't get the credit.
I asked Tim Hightower why wasn't he suiting up today. I said, "We're running back down, dude. We need you out there." He was like,
"No." I talked to Joey for a little while. He was great. They don't get the credit they deserve. They're doing great things behind the scenes. Unfortunately, it's just not being reported. And you know,
it is being reported now. Today's Twitter was the best timeline to read in a long time. They're saying the praise.
I think the proof was in the proof was in the pudding yesterday. I really think it not the game aside, just the presentation of what they have to work with. Okay, they did a good job.
Yep, agreed.
All right, well, we are an hour and a half in, boys.
Jesus,
it's been a great day. I know.
Good Lord, man.
Luckily, we've been live, and I hope all of you people that have been paying attention to us the entire time realize that most of this is just a load of bullshit for a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. So, let's see. Do we have anything to say on the way out today? We are the Washington Commanders. We have never lost a football game. Ever.